Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video. It is going to be my first update in the Graveyard project pan that was created by Emily here on YouTube. I will have her linked below. You guys know I talk about her all the time. She's one of my favorites. She's amazing. Go check her out. So if you are new to this project, there are two separate categories of panning product selections, if you will. So there is the resurrection category, which are products that we have previously worked on in other project pans and not hit our goal on, not emptied them out, just overall been unsuccessful with these products. And then there are the collecting cobweb products, which are products in our collection that have been collecting dust, collecting cobwebs, getting old. You understand. So I have 6 products that I've been working on. I do have some rollouts, which I'm super excited about. If you're interested in seeing my progress, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project panning content or just chit-chatting about makeup, I would love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. All right, guys, 2 of the products that I was working on, 2 lip products that I was working on in this project, are not with me right now. I am sure they are rolling around in the abyss of my mom-mobile. My car is a freaking disaster at all times, and I'm fairly confident that both of these lip products fell out and are rolling around in my car, which desperately needs to be cleaned out. But today was not the day and I needed to film. So if I find the products, I'll continue to work on them. But my Tarte Rum Punch lipstick, which was a favorite lipstick of mine, I need to probably rebuy it, but I would like to find it and finish that. And then also my Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in the shade Lazy Daisy. Not Lazy Daisy, A Mauve Story. I was working on this project, also probably rolling around in my car. But let's get into the products in no particular order, but I will save my 2 rollouts for the end. First up, I have my Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. I rolled this in for a collecting cobweb product. This has been in my collection for quite some time. I feel like I've always been unofficially trying to pan this. I feel like every time I sit down to film, I like drink an energy drink or like a sparkling water right before, and then like literally I keep burping every 3 minutes and having to like pause and start over. So that's what's going on right now. So this is my Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. When I rolled this in, it was about right here, and we are about right here now. This used to be a foundation. This is what it looks like on the side, by the way. This used to be a foundation that I enjoyed a lot more than I do now. Now I just find this heavy, and I feel like it makes my dry skin even drier. Like I feel like towards the end of the day when I wear this, I could like rub my hands over my face like this, and I feel like my face just feels dry and pilly, and I just don't love it. But I do want to finish this off. This was 1.7 fluid ounces, 1.6, excuse me. And I feel like I've just committed so much of myself to finishing up this foundation that I'm committed to finishing this off. I do still have 4 months left in this project. This project ends on October 31st, hence the spooky theme. It ends on Halloween. So I'm still confident that I can finish this before then. I just need to work on this a little bit more consistently before my next update. For another collecting cobwebs product, I rolled in my Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator palette. I have had this palette for so long. I want to say 2015, 2016. It has 3 of the Laura Geller highlights in it, Gilded Honey obviously being the most popular, but my favorite is the shade Peach Glow. So I gave myself a goal of just hopefully hitting pan in 1 of the highlights. I'm thinking it would be in Peach Glow. This will likely be, well, I'll be curious to see what the pan is. These are big products, so I'm thinking a waffle pan. So I'll probably end up hitting pan and not even knowing it. Like I feel like I'm genuinely, I wouldn't be surprised if I already have pan on Peach Glow and like just can't tell. Such a beautiful highlight. I need to actually wear this more often. I forgot that I was working on this and recently pulled this back out to start wearing it more frequently, which I have maybe the last like 2 weeks, and I forgot how much I love this. It makes for a really great shoulder highlight in the summer, as well as a very beaming face highlight. But as I was saying, my goal is to hit pan on at least 1 of these shades, but realistically I'd be so proud of myself if I could pan all 3 of them. So this is where we're at on this. I'll be curious to see what like the side-by-side progress photos look like. We'll see. I forgot to mention that this weighed 50 grams when I rolled this in, weighs 49 grams now, so 1 gram worth of progress. And then this highlighter palette weighed 77 grams when I rolled this in and still weighs 77 grams. today. So because I only have 4 of the 6 products that I started with, because I'm a loser and lost the other 2. The other 2 products I have to share with you are Rollouts. So my third collecting cobwebs product was then this NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Madeline, or Madeline, however you want to say it. This is super sticky, and honestly there's probably like a little bit left. Like, I thought I had scraped everything out that I could get out. I took the stopper out of this. You can tell it is opaque packaging and you can see it through. Like, if I really swirl this in, I could probably get a little bit more gloss out of this, but it's sticky and it's messy and it's old, and I'm honestly just ready to call this an empty. So that's where we're at with this. I will be rolling this out and rolling in another product to replace that. And then the day has finally come. I almost had hit pan on another blush. So this is a blush out of one of my Smashbox, like 3, it was a blush palette. It had 3 different pans, and this was like a blush highlighty shimmery blush, and I ended up depotting this out of that trio, if you will, because I wasn't using the other shades, and for some reason it just like made me angry to still have that trio in my collection. I think because it was one of my oldest products in my collection and I really was not making progress in any of the other shades. This has had such a big dip for so long. This was going in a previous project. I've worked on this in my like 2018, maybe my 18 and 2018 project. I think I worked on this, and then I've worked on it in every Graveyard project pan since, I'm fairly confident, and I'm so excited to finally have a pan. I've been wearing this quite a bit. I am gonna roll this out. I don't know if you'll even be able to see it swatched. It's a really light, just satin sheeny sort of blush. Really, really beautiful for everyday neutral looks. I am going to keep this in my collection. I'm very excited to have pan, but I'm going to put it away for a bit so that I can rotate through some of my other blushes. But I'm so excited to finally have another pan to add to my collection as well. This did weigh 68 grams when I rolled it in, and it still weighs 68 grams. So I do have 2 products that I'm going to be rolling in to replace the 2 empties that I just spoke to you about. I am not going to roll in another 2 products for my missing products because I'm truly hopeful that I will find those other lip products and just continue to work on those. And I don't want to overwhelm myself with too many items that I'm panning, but I have 2 products that are both resurrection products that I've worked on in previous projects that I have a new goal on to work on within this project. So up first, I have a foundation to work on. I know that means I have 2 foundations I will be working on in this project, but I genuinely feel like this would be a decent mixture because this is a little bit too dark for me and this is way too light for me. So I figured I could use these 2 in tandem and hopefully make better progress on both of them. I have my Oma Beauty Say What Weightless Soft Matte Foundation. I have mine in the shade White Pearl T2N. I feel like I've used this more than the actual like line marking is showing. So this is where I mark this. As you can tell, I still have about 3/4 of this, at least 2/3 of this foundation left to use up. This is not a favorite foundation in my collection, so I would just like to use this up, empty it out, have another foundation empty for 2022. I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a stretch because again, it's not my favorite foundation, but I do feel like these 2 will be a good mixture and encourage me to use both of them. So I'm hoping by October 31st I can have 2 foundation empties, or 2 more foundation empties to celebrate at the end of the year. And then the other product that I'll be adding to this project is this Ilia bronzer. This is the shade Drawn In, and I worked on this last year, I believe, in my rolling project 10 pan. As you can tell, I have a pretty good size pan going in this, and I think my goal for this is to try and uncover not just the full first ring, but the second ring as well. I've been feeling a little burnt out with some of the bronzers that I've been trying to work on and pan this year. By that I mean my Nabla bronzer, and then I was gonna exchange my Nabla bronzer with my rolling project 10 pan with the Milani bronzer, but I wore the Milani bronzer yesterday and I just like wasn't digging the shade for this time of year. So I thought it would be a good time to roll this in because I've been wanting to reach for this again, and I felt like this would just be a good natural product to include in this project. I don't want to give myself a goal of totally finishing this up because I feel like I've neglected quite a few of my bronzers this year and want to be better about rotating through my bronzer collection the second half of the year. But I do feel like it's still a pretty aggressive goal to uncover 2 of the rings, although I will say around the first ring, I feel like it's pretty thin and already worn down, but the second ring I think will take some work. I feel like this is a really pretty, just warm bronzer for the rest of the summer, so I'm really excited to pull this back out and continue to get some use and to to continue to get some use on this and work on this a little bit more. But that is gonna wrap it up for today's update in my graveyard project pan. I would love to know if you are working on this project, whether it be on any sort of social media platform that you're tracking your progress, or if you're just following along at home. Have you recently finished up a resurrection or a collecting cobwebs product? Let a girl know in the comments below. Other than that, thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.